Morning guys, it's Friday 28th of February. It's 8:30 and I'm grasping at straws for motivation to keep doing this, but since it's almost the end of February, I decided that we will do the February recap and see how we did. A quick Nutella crepe and some water for my break at work. Also, there's one thing I just realized. If I don't have the time to tell you the recap for February, this is a good opportunity to make the Excel file, which would combine both January with February, and this will be a good way to show you what actually happened and how consistent or inconsistent I was in February compared to January, for example, because February was a bit worse, I think. I'm most interested in seeing what was the average time of sleeping, like my hours. I hope it was 7.5 again. It was 7.5 in January, I think. Yo, I'm still at work and right now I'm thinking if I should come back to fasting or not for March. I'm thinking about coming back to fasting because my weight goes up and I either weigh 60 kilos or my floors in the flat are so crooked that the scale gives me other, like, different readings every time, and I'm more leaning towards the second option. But I know I was planning to go to the gym, and in the end it's the end of February, but I did start the exercises with the weights at home, so I don't know whether I should be gaining mass and kilos for guns or not. Just let me know in the comments if you happen to watch this very sad episode. Other than that, I'm finishing work in like hour and a half and then I will come back home. I have to edit the video for today. I have to edit the video for yesterday, which is this one. I also have to edit the video for my Polish channel. I was thinking about showing these videos to Kasia, but if I don't stop making them with the end of February, I will probably keep this a secret as long as I can, so Kasia can watch as much as she can in the future. In the beginning, making these daily videos was supposed to stick everything together and glue everything together, so I feel motivated to do other tasks. But right now making these videos feels like doing chores, and I don't know what to feel about this, whether I should cancel this one and focus on different ones, but then I cannot update you, so I don't know. Maybe you could recommend me some fun and happy, entertainment wise activities so I don't go full Hello Darkness, my old friend. Welcome back to the bathroom talk, my personal TED talk. In the end, I decided that Excel is not for me. I do not excel at Excel, and it drives me nuts, so I just have my notes with me. So when it comes to my weight in February, it turned out to be, the average turned out to be 54.7 kilos, and I feel like some of the measurements were not true, partially because of the crooked floor and the flat here. When I was on holidays in Norway, I started losing like 1 kilo per day for some reason, and then when I was in Poland I was losing half a pound a day again, and then when I came back to England I was like 60 kilos for some reason. So it was sometimes either my crooked flooring and sometimes it was the altitude, because I don't have any other explanation for the jumps in my weight. As for my sleep, it turned out that in February the average number of hours I slept was 7 in 50 minutes, which is not bad. I think it's like 20 minutes better than in January. But considering my holidays, we have to count some extreme cases. For example, like 3.5 hours of sleep when I was flying the next day to Norway, and then like 6 hours of sleep when I was flying to Poland. As for the other end of the spectrum when it comes to extreme cases was like 13 hours because I slept like power napped for 7 hours one day and then went to sleep for another 7. So these are the extreme cases, but other than that it was like almost 8 hours, which is, I'm happy with that. As for my push-ups and sit-ups, I was pretty consistent. There was not a single day without any exercises, so that's good. Sometimes it was over 50, which is the minimum I set for myself. Sometimes it was 70. Also, nearing the end of February, like a week ago, I started additional exercises with the weights. So that's also counting like triceps exercises and reverse push-ups and all that kind of stuff that I previously mentioned in other episodes. So technically this is the stuff I wanted to add to the resolution list for March. And I'm happy that I started doing that before March. I set a specific number of reps for myself for each of the individual exercises, and I've been pretty consistent except for one day where I didn't do anything because I didn't feel like it, which was yesterday. We have a pretty solid base for March, and I think we can go into it and continue with additional exercises. When it comes to me reading books in February, the book of choice was Thinking Slow and Fast. This one was all over the place, to be honest. For the last 2 days I haven't read anything. Anyhow, I made it to over 140 pages out of 500. I'm not exactly happy, but I'm not exactly unhappy either, I don't think. I will eventually read it. I do find it interesting. I did mention a couple of episodes ago that sometimes it's the technical jargon. I have to process it twice for me to understand it. That's why it takes so long to read it. As for setting the limit of number of videos on YouTube I can watch daily, I changed that from 5 in January to 10 in February, and like 2 weeks ago I realized that there's really no point to this one. I have other tasks now that I can focus on, and I find this one redundant. If I want to watch something, I watch it. At this point, it's not taking any additional time of the tasks that I'm currently already doing. So if it was just me sitting or lying down and watching, doing nothing else, that would be a pretty valid resolution. But now, if I want to enjoy a video, I just watch it and don't look at the limit, to be honest. So we will probably remove this one for March and we will not be using it. I'm really happy with the resolution about eating at least one fruit a day. I never missed a single day, even when I was in flight for Norway or for Poland on holidays. So most of the times it was just something super simple like bananas, because they take no time to eat. You can just devour them in 5 seconds, and then you can just dispose of the evidence being the peel. So in 90% of the times it was either bananas, apples, or oranges, even though oranges are kind of annoying to handle like right away. But there were exceptions to these three staple ones, and it was a watermelon one. Sometimes it was also raspberries. Like on 25th of February I ate like 2 bananas, 2 oranges, 70 grams of dried pineapple, then another like handful of blueberries. It was like a day of fruit apparently for some reason. But also in this whole roster of fruits in the mix, there was some tangerines and some dried apricots too, so it's not bad. I do like being consistent with this one. When it comes to daily videos in February, that has been consistent. Couldn't have been any other way, because otherwise you wouldn't have watched any of these and you would have no idea what I'm even doing. But yeah, the big sad got me today and yesterday, but I'm trying to get through it. That's why I'm recording this right now. even though the circumstances are as follows, which is the bathroom. I don't have any other place right now to be recording this. The big one is coming, the masturbation one. So out of 28 days, I masturbated in 7 of them, and 3 of them was just regular sex. There's also this one resolution about no shave. February, which is basically me not shaving off completely my goatee, but that doesn't apply to the rest of my face. So I've been consistent with not getting rid of it for 28 days, I suppose. I trim it every couple of days. I shave off everything else completely, like every 3 or 4 days. That will be it for this one. And the very last one is me being calm or very mad during February. I'm really happy about this one because I was really mad only one day in February, and I was mildly infuriated like a couple of times maybe, or 3 times. It was like 2 arguments with my partner, and one time it was some stuff at work. Also, I should probably count today me trying to put all these resolutions in Excel. It's really annoying. I can never make it look right the way I want it. I cannot understand how people can paint in Excel. Technically that was the very last one, but on the opposite side of the last page there's also one additional resolution. It's the linguistic one that I mentioned like a week ago, I think. Going into March we will be reading at least 1.5 pages of the dictionary from the very beginning till the very end, so we can learn some new words maybe. That will be it for the recap. I hope you don't mind me recapping that inside my bathtub. That will be it for this episode, so I don't make it any more awkward. See you in March. Actually, tomorrow it's 29th, so I will be recording something for that day too. But hopefully I will see you guys back in March. See you.